To Mercury 80, and this week I want to refer back to a video I did at the start of January, which was called The Winter Circle. And if you remember, over a year ago in December, I told you that I found this pattern of stones on the ground. So I have been doing quite a lot of research, and with a great deal of help from Daceagaia I. This is what I think they may be, and I'm going to show you up here this sort of area. It looks like a sort of a square come diamond. I believe that to be the head of Orion, if you like. If you look at Orion's shape, it looks like this diamond on a stalk. It's actually Orion's belt. That's what it is. It's Orion's belt. See that? So if I go to the pictures, and I'll show you an outlay that I have done of the stones, and see what you think. So I believe that this is what the stone shape is like, and that little area we just looked at before was this area here. So this is Orion here. This is the way, this is his club, the hand of Orion. And the actual arch would be up here. The archery would be up here, but you don't see that on this. So the stones that we found, there was a really large one here, and then all of these together, and then this line here. And I believe that this also includes the winter circle and part of the winter hexagon, which we will go into. So that's the stone pattern just laid out for you so you can see what it looks like. So here they are, and I have named them, and this is with the help of Daceagaia, because frankly I know nothing about stars. So this big star here, Sirius, another really big star here, Regal. Regal, Aldebaran, Betelgeuse, Safe, these are very important, but we'll go through them one by one. All of these in pink are constellations: the Auriga constellation, Taurus, Gemini, Canis Minor and Canis Major. The Canis just refers to canine, dog. It's Latin. Most of these will come from Latin or Arabic names. So the first one I'm going to start with is Aldebaran here. And that is sort of Arabic. It for the word follower. This is somewhere where they look for the energy. The people look for energy from, and it's getting our head round trying to understand how they look for energy, but this is where their energy will come from for religious teachings, and where they may learn to become sage, almost like a prophet, but a guide. And that energy is in Aldebaran. This is also known as sort of the angry eye of Taurus. Taurus the bull. So Taurus would come up here like this. Here we have Taurus. These are the stars belonging to Taurus. So what we're actually looking at is in this area here. This is the eye. It has two clusters. It's got the Pleiades up here, and then it's also got the Hyades. Pleiades and Hyades. So this is like the angry eye of the bull, which is here. So that's the Taurus shape. You should bear in mind the shapes of some of these, because we are going to come across these again in a video I'm going to do a couple of weeks' time. We're going to see the shapes of these. So this is Taurus, and that's its relation to Orion. You can see just on there, you can see the three very big stars that we see in the middle. So we'll go back to our map. So the next most important one is Betelgeuse. Some people call it Betelgeuse, but its correct pronunciation, I believe, is Betelgeuse. It's like a signpost. They use it as a signpost. So if they were trying to track something across the sky, they would use that as a very bright signpost. It is almost the brightest star in Orion. It's not quite, but it's almost there. It's the second brightest star in Orion. They use it for navigational purposes, and it's actually a dying star. It's changing its shape from being it's like an orange star, actually, if you look at it in the sky. From being an orange star, it's becoming elliptical rather than round. So that is known, it's from the word for being the arm of Orion. So that has quite specific importance. Then the next one that has importance, we're going to swing across to here. We'll do these alphabetically, you see, is Castor. Now Castor is part of Gemini, and the two heads of the twins of Gemini, which would be on here, are Castor and Pollux. This is what the constellation of Gemini looks like. There's Castor and there's Pollux. Now Pollux doesn't seem to have too much interest for the people, but Castor does. Now they tell me that those who have Castor energy or look to Castor for their direction in life generally become healers. So we might look at them as physicians within their terms. So I'm guessing that out of the family, those that are have healing qualities, they will learn and they will draw their energy from Castor. I think I am simplifying it quite a bit, but I think that's the general meaning of Castor. And you see Castor is right over this side. Then next, out of all of the stars, we have the Crab Nebula. And the Crab Nebula is very important also. It's for calming. It's to create calmness, to centre your focus. And as you can see, it's like a pivot. It creates a balance because it's right in the centre of all of these. So it's a place of calmness and balance. The Crab Nebula. So that's one of the stones that lie right in the middle of that stone pattern that we see. Then we have Procyon. It is very important. So the area that we are looking at on these stone circles, you would turn this picture on its side. So these were on the bottom. Aldebaran was on the top. Capella does not show, it doesn't go far enough. Our stone circle just covers this area here. So we have Procyon here. You can see Betelgeuse, you can see Rigel, Sirius and Aldebaran, Castor and Pollux. So Gemini is here, Taurus is up here. Very good, clear imagery of where everything is in relation to one another. You'd have Auriga as well up here, and then you'd have the Canis Minor, Canis Major here. The Canis area, Canis Major would be here actually because of Sirius is there. Procyon is like a marker in the sky. It's what they use to plot path. So they are watching the passage of planets, they are watching the energy, the way energy flows and movement, and I think they have a much better three-dimensional view of the planets than we do, because their life is guided by the planets. So moving on to Rigel. Rigel is an immense star. It's the brightest star in the sky for Orion. It's the brightest in their group. And Rigel, if that was the size of Rigel, imagine how big the Sun is. It's a massive, massive star, really. You imagine how big the Sun is. Well, the Sun would be the size of this in comparison to Rigel. Rigel is huge. We cannot judge the size of it because of how far away it is. Below that, we have Safe. Both Rigel and Safe, they have energies. They're like catapult energy. And I think this is all about extracting how you would travel to and from these places. You would have catapult energy that can get you around. In other words, they have got some kind of gravitational magnetic force that pulls you in to guide you around these planets. So this is it on its side. And you've got Betelgeuse. They've got the three in the middle. They've got names. Alnitak, Alnilam and Mintaka. Rigel, Safe. Bellatrix. So they all have special meaning for the people. And there's a very good reason why they have written and created a stone pattern. And they use it to plot the paths of stars and planetary movement. Here you have it again. A little bit better description or showing the design of it. And that's as we look at it. That's the stone pattern that we've seen. We can see this like this. That would be Aldebaran up there. Here again, you get a better idea of size and the pattern shape. We see the three clear stones here in the middle. And then they have these here. And we'll find these on the map. That's Aldebaran up there. We will find these on the stone map. And we'll point them out. Rigel here, Betelgeuse there. That will be Safe, however you wish to pronounce it. So here we go back down to these. Also of importance, Canis Minor. Not so important, Canis Major. Canis Major, they just use this Sirius as a guide marker. But the Canis Minor, it's sort of smaller or lesser dog. That's what it means. Canis coming from the Latin for dog. It's one of the brightest in the Orion constellation. And it's supposed to represent a dog following Orion home. Within that Canis, you've got Procyon, and then Lutein. That's the nearest brightest star to Earth. And then there's a one that's got a weird name of NGC 2485, which is a spiral galaxy. Spiral energy is very, very important. We see it in our photographs. I think there's a lot to spiral energy that needs to be explained, really. and we haven't quite got there yet. So this shows you the night sky with Orion here. The area that we're looking at, that's Canis Major down there, Canis Minor up there. So the area we're looking at goes round here. We just sort of miss the top of it, where Capella would be up in this area, say. So it's like the winter hexagon. So just to explain the winter hexagon, there's also the winter triangle. The winter triangle has Procyon, Betelgeuse and Sirius. So that would be a triangle. So the winter hexagon is very like the winter circle. So the area we're covering does not include Capella. They haven't marked that out in stones. But they have marked clearly out. They've marked Aldebaran, Rigel, Betelgeuse. Elnath is there, but it's too... I can't see the stone which relates to Elnath on the ground. It could have been kicked away or gone. But certainly Castor and Pollux are there, Procyon are there, Sirius is there, and the Orion's belt is just so clear. So I think it even has the Pleiades marked on there. So the winter hexagon, this has 9 constellations within it. The constellations would be Auriga, Canis Major, Canis Minor, Gemini, Monoceros, Orion, I think Taurus, what's it one? Lepus, Eridanus. And the stars that it has, as you can see, are Rigel, Aldebaran, Capella, Castor, Pollux, Procyon and Sirius. For some reason, these have clearly been marked out. The people have marked them out. So they look to these for their information and for their guidance and energy. So just to bring you back to this, I will pop this in with the video shortly, reminding you of what we saw on the stones that are lying on the ground. And I wonder what you think about them, how you, whether you can see the patterning as well. I know, Audrey, you had overlaid these stones and you've got a clear connection here as well. I have known what it is for a long time, but trying to plot the exact stars was very, very difficult. And Daceagaia very kindly has helped me with that. I believe we see this repeated elsewhere in the forest. And I think also that a lot of the tree structures are relating to the planets and to constellations. So what we will do is we'll do another video and see if we can explain it. I thought this was quite incredible that the people had laid this stone pattern out. And it's clear there's a pattern. It's absolutely clear there's a pattern. I mean, from a distance you walk past it and you might just think it's a pile of old stones that you can barely even see. But once you put that aerial view from the drone over the top there, it becomes really obvious. So I'll run that little bit of video and I will intersperse it with this image here, and I hope that makes a good deal of sense to everybody.